Welcome to the Human Biography Podcast. I've got my good friend Zoran Kovacevic here from Mintedverse. I have been highly curious. Many people have been highly curious about this word, this acronym NFT. And I keep thinking to myself, if I Google this, I will get the best explanation. And it's been about 2 years now. And I keep thinking I know what it is, and then I see an article come up, I see somebody selling some NFTs, and I'm thinking, I don't know what this is. In your own words, in your own definition, what is an NFT? And then we'll talk about your career and how you got into this.
Great. So thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And NFTs, the best definition I can give you is that it is a special type of crypto asset that each one is unique. They can be used to verify the authenticity and ownership of digital assets.
Like DNA?
Kind of like a DNA, yes.
Okay.
And if you think about it, it's the first time in history that we're able to actually verify the authenticity and ownership of digital assets. Digital artists have struggled for years.
Absolutely.
Because their work was so
Grab
easy.
it, cut and paste, and it's gone. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. So now they can finally not only prove ownership, but also sell it really easily online and transfer that ownership to someone else. That's the first application we're seeing for NFTs.
Yes.
Many people believe that this is a revolutionary technology that's going to affect every aspect of our lives and business.
Sure.
Apparently, it is called contractual infrastructure for the internet.
Sure.
And another great definition of NFTs that I've heard, I think it was Tyler Winklevoss from the Winklevoss.
Sure. The twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're big in crypto, obviously.
Absolutely.
So he said, NFTs, cryptocurrency is your money in Metaverse.
Yeah.
NFTs is your stuff in Metaverse.
There you go. So can I ask you something? When we're thinking about NFTs, I feel that everyone, and I'm talking about it too, is getting into that NFT ideal and mindset. And you've created some products out of this idea. And I want to talk about the product ideas that come out of this and what you've created and where that mindset. Like, when did you get into the NFT world?
Great question. Yeah. So NFTs really solved a big piece of a puzzle for our vision for Toy Mint and Mintedverse, and that is how do we give some benefit to people who actually support us early on.
Yes.
So before the NFTs became a thing, we were actually experimenting with security token offering, where we wanted every toy to have kind of fractional shares of the company attached to them.
Okay.
So when you buy a toy, you actually become part owner of the company.
That's great.
I was really passionate about that vision.
That's cool.
I spent almost a year.
Shareholders,
right?
Yes.
So think about how much money we spend on Apple products every year. Every 2 years you have to buy
I should own some shares. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel like you want that.
It's a $3 trillion company or whatever. And what do we have to show for it? We need to buy next iPhone next year. Right?
That's right.
Imagine if Apple was always rewarding us with something that we can say, hey, as you grow, so does our value.
Hey, Apple, I hope you're listening, because I got some products that I bought from you. No, but but that is like that paying it forward to your clients. And when you think about the idea that a toy represents art, and then art represents a creative mindset, and that art is purchased by a lot of people, tell me the idea behind Toy Mint and then Mintedverse.
I started Toy Mint because I have a 8-year-old now. He just turned 8, son.
Yeah.
And I love playing with him.
Sure.
But I find that toys are designed with very little thought and intention.
Sometimes quality is not that great for what you're paying for as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's right.
And there's very little cultural value. There's very little thought about what happens to the whole life cycle of the toy.
That's right.
It's about temporary pleasure, where you just get to play a little bit and then toss it away.
Absolutely.
It has no value after that. It doesn't look good for us parents to display the toy.
You don't actually want to even keep it anymore.
You don't want to keep it.
Yes.
So you either store, if you're really sentimental parent, you store it somewhere in the garage, or it goes into a landfill. Or
Absolutely.
And that's imagine what we're doing to our kids. We're kind of lying to them, saying, hey, here's this temporary thing. You can play with it. Welcome to the earth. Here's some plastic stuff you can play with.
Devaluing it almost.
Devaluing,
Right? Yes.
and not teaching them how to responsibly steward resources of this earth. So they think, oh, this is how things are done at Earth. Okay, great. Let me, let me just break stuff. And instead of saying, imagine if we said, here's something very special.
Yeah.
Keep it. It's gonna have value when you grow up. And by the way, you can pass it on to your kids, right?
Wow.
And it's very special. It's one of a kind, right?
Yeah.
And now the kids, oh wow, okay, so this is how things work here.
Yes.
We should work on like special things that are, and then the other part of the problem. So that's one part of the problem we're trying to solve. Quality, and the value. Actually, a lot of money is spent on toys by parents who sometimes can't afford them, but they can't also, they don't want to disappoint their kid.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of pressure on parents these days to keep spending money. And then when kids go to college and they go to, they need to start their own life, they go to borrow money, student loans,
That's right.
At all-time high in US
Absolutely.
and Canada.
Absolutely.
So what if you, at the end of the kids' kind of, at the end of the childhood, you have a collection of toys and it's worth something.
Yeah.
So it gives you some kind of financial foundation.
Wow. There's a tangible toy that you're holding on to, which we love, but then my kids play on the video games as well. What if they could take that toy car and they put it in the metaverse and they start playing with it so their identity is carried through? Tell me about that interaction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's the challenge we had.
Sure.
Durable toys need to be simple.
Yes.
In order to last. Any complications, any additional parts, movable parts, batteries, it all reduces the lifetime of the toy.
Sure.
It's just the way things work. So how do we keep the toy simple but also interesting and engaging for many?
Yes.
So we said, okay, we'll keep the toy simple, but the toy triggers digital experiences.
Absolutely.
And then all the innovation and evolution of this toy's kind of experience happens outside of the toy, but it's connected to the toy.
That's right.
So we know that the 2D interface to the kind of digital world, that's a screen right now, that's going away. That's the thing of the past. Augmented reality is coming. We'll all be wearing something, whether it's glasses or that will give us digital overlay on our physical world.
Yes.
And we're preparing for that.
AR, VR, all that good stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we want this toy on the shelf, but if you look at it with your AR glasses, it comes to life.
Yeah.
And it's your NFT that you own.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the beautiful kind of couple of years from now on future that we're envisioning and developing.
Let's look at some of the products here. So this car, which is so beautiful. Like look at it's art. When I see it, it's art. Yes, absolutely.
So
tell me what that can do, aside from like move on the ground and whatnot, but like the experience that somebody will have.
So currently you can, and I don't have my phone on me, but you will tap your phone on this. It has a built-in NFC chip, and what it does, it triggers, it displays your NFT of this car.
Sure.
Right. And that's the first step. But it can do anything. It's built in a way that it can trigger any other experience. In the future, what we're envisioning is that the unique, especially for this car, because this is a CNC machine, walnut wood.
Yeah.
Each one is unique because every piece of wood is unique.
Yes.
You can detect that this is the exact.
That's yours. That's the one.
Right. Through machine vision, because machine vision is so good these days.
Very cool.
So that you don't need any QR code or anything for this kind of stuff.
It's got its own identity.
Yeah. And then it can trigger that experience.
Wow. So tell me about the Minted Teddy brand. And I mean, I got to say, first of all, I collect bear bricks and cause dolls. So when I see one of these, I'm like, I want like a massive one hanging out behind me. But like, I have to say the quality is super nice. These really nice toys. But there's, again, a digital aspect to this. Absolutely. And tell me about the brand Minted Teddy.
So Minted Teddy evolved from our Toy Mint.
Yeah.
As everything we've learned through Toy Mint, one thing we've applied to Minted Teddy.
Sure.
And we parked pretty much most of the Toy Mint projects to focus. So the entire team is working on Minted Teddy.
Wow.
Because we saw an opportunity in this NFT kind of profile picture collection space.
Create your perfect teddy. Build build a bear in the digital aspect.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah,
yes.
Great.
So that scaled to about 100. We had the first 100 OG teddies, and you're getting one of those.
Human Biography OG Teddy. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm excited.
And these are custom designed based on the working with the clients. The second batch was already sold out. It was 1,000, what we call like Series 1.
Yes.
And we're now working on next generation series.
It's almost like collector's items, right?
Absolutely.
And
so it's a limited collection of 11,111
Wow.
Teddies,
Wow.
and they're all unique.
Yes.
Obviously, they're all NFTs.
Yes.
And they all have a physical toy associated with them as well.
So they
as
would
digital.
receive a toy, and then they would also have the NFT version. And what you do is scan your phone on this, and same experience.
Yes, you will see your NFT.
Wow.
And then the NFT currently is a 1080 by 1080 square profile picture,
Sure,
because
yeah.
that's what people use these NFTs for.
Yes.
Is the profile picture.
Oh, interesting.
They're signaling, hey, I'm cool, I'm in this new space, or I'm unique, or this is what represents me.
Yes.
I want to have a different...
My avatar.
My avatar.
It's like the beginning of something that is personal and close to you, to something that will be out there in the world, and you will be taking it. I think that's a fascinating opportunity.